Dr. Eli Moran had patched up everything from plasma burns to broken hearts, but nothing in med school prepared him for a patient with fins, feathers, and a ceremonial attitude problem. The alien on the table, tall, iridescent, and glaring at him like a goddess caught in a mud puddle, was bleeding greenish luminescent fluid down one thigh. Her translator blinked, pain moderate. Modesty critical. He frowned. Modesty? Lady, you're leaking. She hissed, do not lift my skirt. He blinked. You're going into shock. Still, she said tightly, don't. Her outfit looked like silk wrapped in starlight. He had seen plenty of species that treated clothes as armor, art, or air filter, but never one that pulsed whenever he moved. It's called the, emotional shroud, right? He asked. The translator flickered. Sacred emotional barrier. Lifting it indicates bonding of souls. Eli squinted at the wound. So you're telling me I can't check your femoral artery without marrying you? Correct. He sighed. Fantastic. He rummaged for the spray foam and cursed the universe's sense of humor. She trembled as he knelt. Please, the plea came through the translator half-broken. Please, don't lift my skirt. Her voice was soft now, frightened rather than indignant. He hesitated. The bleeding worsened. Look, he muttered, if I don't, you'll die, and I'll be charged with medical malpractice and cosmic heartbreak. So forgive me in advance. He slipped his fingers beneath the glowing fabric, lifting just enough to reach the wound. Light poured out, not flesh, but energy, swirling ribbons of violet and gold. His pupils shrank. Oh, he breathed, that's new. The shroud reacted instantly, pulsing like a heartbeat. The air crackled, the lights overhead flickered. She gasped, eyes wide. You have seen beneath me. Yeah, he said weakly, and it's a trip. The medbay senses screamed. Her biometrics spiked, his wrist scanner fried, and somewhere in orbit a bureaucrat's computer flagged a phrase in red. Bond initiation detected. Eli pressed sealant over the glowing wound, trying to pretend the room wasn't vibrating. All right, all patched up. The translator lagged a moment before answering, we are joined. He froze. Joined? Joined how? By custom and code, your action constitutes a declaration of unity. He looked up, panicked. Hold on, I didn't even buy dinner. Her glow softened to a shy pink. You lifted the sacred veil. You accepted the merging. I accepted a medical emergency, he snapped. It's different. She tilted her head, expression unreadable. Intent is irrelevant once the bond stabilizes. Bond. Marriage, she translated sweetly. He blinked once, twice. I married a patient. Yes. Congratulations. He stood there, mouth open, while she inspected his bewildered face like a scientist examining an amoeba. Your people do not research local customs before physical contact. Usually we read the pamphlet, he said. You didn't hand me one. Our vows are sacred, not printed. Yeah, well, that's how Vegas started too. She frowned. You do not wish the union. No, yes, I'm flattered, but I usually wait until after the first argument before lifelong commitment. The translator rendered his sarcasm literally. He finds our union flattering and requests immediate argument to consummate. Her glow deepened. Then it is begun. He groaned. Moments later, the station's comm chimed. Dr. Moran, came the voice of his supervisor, you appear to have triggered an interspecies bonding protocol. Care to explain? He looked at the shimmering woman still sitting calmly on his exam table. Long story short, I may have accidentally proposed while performing first aid. Silence, then static laughter. That's a new HR record. Serene, the alien finally gave her name, watched him with curious fascination. Your heart rate has increased by 30%. That's panic, he muttered. Humans exhibit panic after spiritual enlightenment. Only when enlightenment comes with paperwork. She blinked. Paperwork. You'll see. He tried to end the session, but every instrument now listed bonded pair under patient status. The station's AI chirped, "Congratulations, Dr. Moran and Consort Serene of Kitari Prime. You are now registered participants in the United Galactic Matrimonial Treaty." He slammed a button. "Cancel. Cancellation requires mutual consent." He glared at her. "Mutual consent." She smiled faintly. "I do not revoke sacred vows lightly. Lady, I was just trying to stop the bleeding. And instead you have opened the heart." He rubbed his temples. "Okay, fine, let's just call it a clerical error. Your species believes in undoing destiny with forms." "Absolutely. It's called bureaucracy." "Then you will find my people most challenging." She slid off the table, standing taller than him by a head. The faint scent of ozone followed her movements. "Our bond is witnessed by the cosmic matrix. It cannot be undone easily." "How easily are we talking?" "About 9 bureaucratic cycles." "In human terms?" 7 years. He stared. "That's a long honeymoon." She examined his uniform, tugging lightly at the hem. "You seem distressed. Is this not an honor?" "It's an HR nightmare." "HR. Human regret." She smiled faintly at that, the first sign of humor breaking through her dignity. "Perhaps this regret will become affection." He sighed. "And perhaps I'll wake up from this fever dream." Her glow flickered like laughter. "You humans are strange. You fear intimacy but risk it to save a stranger." He looked at her, half annoyed, half impressed. "That's our species' motto. We break things first, apologize later." A charming philosophy. Tell that to my malpractice insurer. The medbay light steadied. She touched the sealed wound, tracing the transparent patch. "Your medicine is crude but kind." "Thanks, I try to keep my patients alive before marrying them." "Then we begin well." "You're enjoying this, aren't you?" "Greatly." He rubbed the back of his neck. "All right, Serene, let's get you discharged before someone throws rice." "Rice. Human custom. Food tossed at new couples. Wasteful, but symbolic." "Yeah, like most human traditions." She tilted her head again. "Then we are alike after all." He met her eyes and for the first time noticed how they shimmered like liquid amethyst. She caught him staring. "You are inspecting me again, husband." "Stop calling me that." "Why? You are bound." "Temporarily." "All bonds are temporary. Some simply end with laughter." He couldn't help smiling despite himself. "You really believe that?" "Yes. Even eternal ones fade into stories." She stepped closer, her glow warm now instead of blinding. "Perhaps ours will be a funny one." "Oh, it's already comedy gold," he said. "The punchline just hasn't hit yet." The translator blinked green. Mutual amusement detected. Bond stability increasing. He groaned. "Great, now the AI ships us." "Ships? Never mind." Her voice softened. "You saved my life. My people will honor you. I'll settle for not getting sued. Instead, you get me." He sighed again, defeated and oddly calm. "Well, Mrs. Moran of Kitari, welcome to humanity." She tilted her head. "And you, Dr. Moran of Earth, welcome to responsibility." The intercom pinged once more. Bond confirmed. "Diplomatic envoy notified." Eli dropped his head into his hands. "I swear, if anyone throws confetti," Serene interrupted, smile mischievous. "Confetti is mandatory." "Of course it is." He looked at her one last time, resigned. "So, how do your people handle annulments?" She considered. "They usually involve another skirt. Let's not lift that one either." "Agreed," she said, glowing brighter. "For now." The news spread across the station faster than plasma fire. Everywhere Eli went, Someone offered congratulations or a knowing smirk. A technician winked at him. Didn't know you had it in you, document. He muttered, neither did I. The intercom looped a cheerful message. Dr. Moran and Consort Serene, your bonding documentation will be processed within the hour. He could almost hear the universe laughing. Serene, of course, was unbothered, gliding beside him with the calm of a queen. Your people seem pleased, she said. They think this is funny. It is funny, he admitted. Just not to me. She studied him, eyes reflecting the overhead lights. You regret saving me? No. I regret doing it wrong. Then you value method more than life. I value paperwork less than marriage. Her translator blinked green, amusement. You are learning humility. You're learning sarcasm. A valuable exchange. They reached the diplomatic wing where a half-circle of alien bureaucrats waited. The tallest one, Trelkan, had 6 eyes and the tone of someone allergic to joy. Congratulations on your union, Dr. Moran. By Article 4 of the Modesty Protocol, you must attend orientation. Eli winced. Orientation. To prevent cross-species misunderstandings. Little late for that. Serene inclined her head. We will attend. We, he hissed. Of course. You are my partner. I keep forgetting. I will remind you often. Inside the chamber, a hologram projected a list of rules about physical proximity, emotional exposure, and ceremonial boundaries. Eli whispered, You people turned foreplay into legislation. Serene's glow pulsed with amusement. You turned legislation into foreplay, judging by your movies. He groaned. You've seen those. The archives are quite educational. They are not documentaries. Trelkan droned on about sacred customs. The lifting of the shroud symbolizes acceptance of vulnerability. To reverse a bond, both parties must perform an act of shared denial. Eli raised a hand. Define denial. Publicly pretending your connection never occurred. Oh, I'm great at that, he said. Been married before. Almost. Serene glanced sideways. You hide pain with humor. And you hide emotions with glowing skin. We all cope somehow. Her bioluminescence dimmed, like a blush. You notice too much. Doctors curse. After orientation, they were escorted to their transitional quarters, because bureaucracy insisted on acclimation. The room had 1 bed, 2 chairs, and a hovering privacy field that hummed ominously. They expect us to share space, Eli muttered. Efficient, Serene said. Embarrassing. Same concept. He looked around. Do you even sleep? We enter meditative stasis. Lucky you. I drink until unconsciousness. A different ritual, but valid. He sank into a chair, rubbing his temples. Okay, let's make a plan. We play along until the audit's done, then we file for separation. You make it sound so clinical. I'm a medic. And yet you tremble when I sit close. That's caffeine withdrawal. She smiled faintly. You humans are fragile. And you're smug. Another shared trait. He looked at her, realizing how alien she still seemed, hair like shifting silk, eyes like twin galaxies. So, what's under all that light? Curiosity, she said softly. And possibly chaos. That's my department. A chime sounded. The station AI announced, Bond verification interview commencing in 5 minutes. Eli groaned. They're not even giving us a day. Efficiency again. I hate efficiency. And yet you live by it. Touché. During the interview, 2 emotionless auditors appeared via holofeed. Dr. Moran, Consort Serene, confirmed the authenticity of your union. It's very authentic, Eli said dryly. We've been married for almost 6 hours. Bonding confirmation requires evidence of emotional synchronization. Meaning. Demonstrate affection. In front of you. Yes. He looked at Serene helplessly. She tilted her head. Shall I initiate? Please don't phrase it like that. She reached out, fingers brushing his wrist. A surge of static ran through him, tingling warmth spreading up his arm. The auditor's graph spiked. Heart rates elevated. Neural patterns aligning. Verification acceptable. So, a handshake equals marriage now, he muttered. Serene whispered, You tremble again. You have cold hands. Warm heart, she countered. After the auditors vanished, Eli collapsed back into his chair. I just got graded on holding hands. You passed, she said. Barely. You humans always measure success. We prefer harmony. Harmony's easy when everyone glows. And you complain when we do. We're complicated. You're loud. He chuckled. You're not wrong. She sat beside him, closer this time. Perhaps complication is your charm. Or my curse. Depends on the translator. That thing's been turning jokes into proposals all day. Maybe it's wiser than you think. He met her gaze. You really don't mind being bonded to me. It was unexpected, she admitted. But my people believe fate hides in accidents. We believe accidents lead to lawsuits. Then we are balanced. A silence stretched between them, comfortable, almost. She examined his hands. You carry many scars. Comes with patching people up for a living. So you hurt yourself to heal others. Only emotionally. That explains your eyes. My eyes. They look tired, not weak. He cleared his throat. That's surprisingly poetic. I am fluent in poetry. It's our primary form of science. And here I thought equations ruled the universe. Equations are just rhythm without music. He smiled despite himself. You might be dangerous. Only to the uncurious. The door chimed again. Trelkan's monotone voice, reminder, couples integration survey due in 12 hours. Failure to submit will result in bond escalation. Eli muttered, What's bond escalation? Deeper union ceremonies, Serene said innocently. Define deeper. You won't survive the paperwork. I'm starting to think your people weaponized romance. Love and war share protocols. You're quoting philosophy now. Only when it annoys you. He laughed, genuinely this time. You're impossible. And you're improving. You know, if you keep teasing me, people might think we're actually enjoying this. Perhaps we are. He blinked, caught off guard. You mean that? You make me laugh. That's rare. You bleeding out earlier was rare too. We have moved past that. You heal fast. Emotionally or physically? Both, apparently. For a while they sat quietly, the hum of the privacy field their only companion. Then Serene said, Do humans often confuse rescue with affection? Constantly. Then maybe we are more alike than you believe. That's not a comforting thought. It's an honest one. He looked at her again, and something in her expression shifted, less formality, more curiosity. If humor is your defense, keep using it, she said softly. It keeps you alive. And glowing skepticism keeps you interesting. Then we are compatible. Don't start. Too late, husband. He groaned but didn't correct her this time. Fine, wife. But if this goes on, I want visitation rights with my sanity. Denied, she said with mock solemnity. The union claims all assets, including mental stability. Figures. And yet, she added, leaning just close enough that her glow warmed his cheek, you are smiling. He tried not to. Failed spectacularly. Yeah, he said, must be the caffeine. Or connection. Let's not push it. As you wish, my complicated human. By morning, Eli had already filled out 27 different forms trying to cancel his marriage. Each one bounced back with the same glowing error message, Bond status, active and verified. Serene leaned against the doorway, watching him wage bureaucratic war with a smile that could have powered a small moon. Persistence, she said, is one of your endearing flaws. Flaw? He muttered, stabbing the datapad. This is survival instinct. No, she corrected softly, this is denial wrapped in paperwork. Exactly. The door chimed. Trelkan entered with a stack of tablets and that expressionless tone that made Eli's skin crawl. Dr. Moran, Consort Serene, you have been scheduled for a consummation audit. Eli blinked. A what? A confirmation of compatibility, Trelkan replied flatly. The Galactic Council requires physical proof that your union is, in essence, complete. Eli's jaw dropped. You want evidence? We've barely exchanged sarcasm. Emotional bonding must be measurable, Trelkan explained. You will attend an evaluation this afternoon. Serene tilted her head. Will there be refreshments? No, Trelkan said. Good, Eli muttered, I'd probably choke. After he left, Eli groaned. Tell me this isn't real. It's quite real, Serene said, delight twinkling in her eyes. Our cultures both worship proof. Yours just prefers signatures. And yours prefers awkward rituals. You call it awkward, we call it tradition. Tradition got me married without consent. That is also tradition, I believe. He shot her a look. Was that a joke? Progress, she said simply. Hours later they were seated across from two alien auditors whose faces looked like melted marble. Please describe the level of emotional resonance shared since bonding, one asked in monotone. Eli rubbed his temples. Somewhere between panic and mild appreciation. The auditor nodded, entering data. Intensity noted. Next question, have you exchanged fluids? He choked. Coffee counts, right? Only if orally shared. Serene's glow brightened like she was enjoying his suffering. We have exchanged laughter, she offered. That is a fluid emotion among humans. Technically accurate, Eli said quickly. Mark that down. The second auditor raised an appendage. By protocol, subjects must display an act of affection. Eli froze. You can't be serious. Physical evidence improves audit clarity. Serene smiled faintly, leaning forward. Do you prefer human or Kitari method? Define the difference, he said warily. One involves hands, she said. The other involves light. Light sounds safer. She reached out, fingertips brushing his cheek. The moment contact sparked, a wave of heat rolled through him. His heartbeat synced to a pulse that wasn't his. The auditor's graph spiked. Excellent resonance, one said. Synchronization optimal. Eli swallowed. What just happened? Energy exchange, Serene whispered. Equivalent to a kiss. That was a kiss. A very efficient one. When the audit concluded, Eli slumped back in his chair, still buzzing with aftershock. So that's it? We're officially compatible. Indeed, Trelkan's hologram chimed from the corner. Bond rating, satisfactory. Satisfactory. Eli sputtered. You run my love life like a credit score. Precisely. Serene's glow shimmered with amusement. You passed, husband. Barely. Yet passing nonetheless. He stood, rubbing his neck. I need a drink. For celebration. For coping. Perhaps both. She followed him to the station cafe, where the bartender, a gelatinous alien named Bix, raised a translucent eyebrow. You're the human who got married by accident. You heard. Everyone heard. Try the honeymoon special, it burns twice. Eli sighed. Make it 2. As they drank, Serene studied the swirling amber liquid. Your species consumes toxins for pleasure. We call it taste. We call it insanity. Same thing. She took a cautious sip, blinked, then exhaled a faint mist of color. Interesting. I feel warmer. That's the alcohol talking. It speaks loudly. Yeah, it does. After a moment, she asked, would you have chosen me, if choice existed? He looked up from his glass, caught off guard. Honestly? Probably not. You're too composed. I'm chaos in shoes. Chaos creates stars, she said simply. And burns everything else, he countered. Balance, then, she replied. You burn, I steady. He chuckled. You talk like a philosopher. You live like one pretending not to be. That's disturbingly accurate. Accuracy is my love language. You have one of those too. Apparently. They sat in comfortable quiet until Bix wiped the counter with a grin. Newlyweds look good together. Eli grumbled, we're not newlyweds. Serene corrected gently, we are ancient souls newly entangled. Bix laughed. Sounds like every marriage I've seen. Later, as they walked back to the quarters, Eli noticed she was unusually quiet. You all right? Your people fascinate me, she said softly. You stumble through life blindfolded, yet still chase connection. We're idiots with hope. Hope is a powerful disease. And you caught it. She smiled. I suspect I did. At the door, the privacy field shimmered to life. Bond status stable, the AI chirped. Eli sighed. Even the walls are watching our relationship. At least someone is taking notes. Someone besides Trelkan. Always. She paused, meeting his eyes. You realize the audit made our bond permanent. Define permanent. Until death or higher jurisdiction. Fantastic. Unless you object. He hesitated, then smirked. I object to the paperwork. Then you are truly mine, she said, laughing softly. He shook his head. You know, Serene, you might be the only one enjoying this. Incorrect. You smile when you argue. That's called disbelief. It resembles affection. It's caffeine withdrawal again. Then you must be addicted to me. He blinked. You don't pull punches, do you? Only when flirting. Her glow dimmed to a soft gold. You are learning our rhythm. You mean the part where I surrender? Exactly. He laughed quietly. Guess humanity's adaptable after all. That, she said, is why you fascinate us. You break rules, rebuild them, and call it love. He looked at her for a long second, realizing she wasn't mocking him anymore. You know, if this keeps up, someone might think we actually like each other. Someone might be correct. He exhaled, half a sigh, half a laugh. Great. Now the galaxy has evidence of my poor decisions. Poor decisions make great stories. And terrible marriages. We will test that hypothesis. He grinned despite himself. You really enjoy chaos, don't you? Only yours. Then you're in luck, because I'm full of it. Then we are compatible by cosmic standards. You realize that's terrifying. Yes, she said softly, and thrilling. The galaxy's legal machine moved faster than any romance ever should. Within 12 hours, Eli and Serene were declared an officially recognized interspecies couple by 3 different governments and at least one confused church. Every console pinged with notifications congratulating Dr. Moran and consort Serene on the successful completion of the Modesty Protocol. Eli read one aloud and groaned. Successful completion? We didn't even know the rules. Serene was radiant, faintly glowing as she examined their new diplomatic IDs. It seems we are now ambassadors of unity. We're ambassadors of bad luck, he muttered. And possibly irony. They were summoned to the council chamber for the final confirmation. Trelkan stood there, unreadable as always. The union has been reviewed, verified, and recorded. Your partnership will stand as precedent for all future human-Kithari relations. Eli rubbed his eyes. So I'm a historical mistake. A historic bridge, Serene corrected. Built from a mistake, he said. Human architecture, she replied. After the ceremony, a reception formed spontaneously. Station staff, diplomats, and opportunistic journalists crowded the hall. Someone shoved a microphone in Eli's face. "Doctor, how does it feel to make history?" "Like indigestion," he answered. Laughter rippled through the crowd, and the headline practically wrote itself. Serene leaned close. "Your humor disarms them." "My humor's all I've got left." "It's enough," she said softly. When the crowd thinned, they walked back to their quarters under the faint hum of the station's power lines. He finally said, "You could have annulled this at any time. And deprived the galaxy of such entertainment. So you stayed for comedy. And curiosity. About me. About humanity. You are unpredictable, self-destructive, and endlessly creative. You love like you're defying gravity." "We mostly trip over it," he said, smiling. She stopped near the viewport, the endless stars reflecting off her skin. "My people hide emotions behind ceremony. Yours display them through chaos. Perhaps the universe needs both." "You sound like a philosopher again." "Perhaps you inspire it." "That's a first," he said quietly. She turned toward him, her light dimming to a warm glow. "You were supposed to be a mistake, Dr. Moran, yet you keep proving me wrong. Don't get used to it." Too late. The silence between them shifted, no tension this time, just understanding. He broke it first. "You know, for what it's worth, you're not a bad partner. And you're not as reckless as advertised." High praise. Mediocre truth. He laughed. "You really do get human humor now. I think I finally caught the disease." The door chimed, and the station AI interrupted gently. "Bond reaffirmation pending. Would the couple like to formalize emotional status?" Eli stared at the ceiling. "Even the eyes matchmaking now." Serene nodded to the console. "Yes." "Wait, what?" "It's symbolic," she said. "Just words." He sighed. "Famous last ones." The eyes' tone softened. "Please confirm your bond purpose." Eli looked at her. "You first." "Exploration," she said simply. "Connection." "Accident," he replied, then smiled. "And, maybe understanding." The AI beeped. "Purpose acknowledged. Bond stabilized." Serene stepped closer. "You didn't have to add understanding." "I did," he said. "Otherwise, it's just a cosmic joke." "And you dislike jokes." "Not anymore." She studied him for a moment before reaching out, touching his shoulder lightly. "Your people chase meaning even in failure. It's admirable. We call it stubbornness. I call it faith." "In what?" "In tomorrow." He chuckled. "We invented that too." For a long moment, they watched the stars. Then she said, "If you had the choice now, would you lift my skirt again?" He groaned. "That's never going to sound innocent." "Answer." "Yes," he admitted. "Because this time, I'd know what I was getting into." "And what is that?" "Trouble," he said, smiling. "The interesting kind. Then perhaps humans are not the reckless ones." "You sure about that?" "No," she said, "but I'm willing to find out." The intercom crackled again with Trelkan's voice. "Dr. Moran, your next assignment involves advising on cross-species intimacy guidelines." Eli stared at the ceiling. "Of course it does." Serene tilted her head. "You are now an expert." "That's terrifying." "You will be fine. I will assist." "You? You're the reason this all started." "Exactly," she said with a grin. He sank into a chair, rubbing his eyes. "I can't believe my life turned into a public service announcement." "You should be proud." "I'm something, that's for sure." She rested a hand on his arm. "You taught me that accidents can become purpose. You taught me not to panic when someone glows mid-argument. Then we have both evolved." He looked up at her, suddenly serious. You ever think maybe this was supposed to happen? Statistically improbable, she said. But probability bends for the persistent. So that's a maybe. It's a very kid-hairy maybe. A soft laugh escaped him. You know, Serene, I think we might make this work. You already have. The bond was never about rules. It was about seeing what hides beneath them. That's poetic. You're rubbing off on me. Don't phrase it like that, he muttered. She leaned closer, voice low. Please, don't lift my skirt. He blinked. You're joking now. Of course. Humor is contagious. Guess I'm patient zero. And I am the cue, she teased, light flaring brighter for a heartbeat. He laughed, loud, genuine, and unrestrained. You win, Serene. Naturally. Still, next time I see a wounded alien, I'm checking for fine print first. Too late, she said, smiling. You already signed the contract. Remind me what the terms are again. Mutual chaos, emotional transparency, and occasional laughter. I can handle that. Then humanity might survive diplomacy after all. She extended her hand, the faint shimmer of her glow lighting the air between them. He took it without hesitation. To not lifting skirts without permission, he said. And to lifting expectations, she replied. Their laughter filled the room, bright as the stars beyond the glass, as the station's AI quietly recorded, bond reaffirmed, stable, anomalously affectionate, high potential for interspecies harmony. Eli sighed contentedly. You know, Serene, for the galaxy's weirdest accident, this doesn't feel so bad. Most discoveries begin as accidents, she said. And some end as legends. Let's hope ours ends with a refund. No, she said softly, ours will end with a story worth telling. He smiled, watching the stars stretch across the void. Then here's to the story. To the humans who never learn, she whispered. And the aliens patient enough to teach them.